Hey guys, this is Etheos Ultimate. Welcome back to another video. We're going to be doing another science experiment. And this one's pretty short. We're going to be going through this. And you can find this on MEL Science because otherwise the chemicals may be a bit hard to come by. But we are going to start with 3 drops of NaCO3. Alright, and 3. And basically, this has a high pH, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. So then, we're going to fill the rest up with water. It's already a bit wet because, it's not a first take. But we're going to fill this just so it can fill the whole area. Then we're going to do 10 drops of thymol blue. And this does not have a high pH necessarily. This does have a high pH, but you can't see pH unless it has something that reacts to it. So high pH, and that is what the NaCO3 has. Then the thymol blue shows the pH level because it reacts. And then the NaHSO4 has a lower pH, and that's in the purple bottle, but we're going to get to that later. So we do 10 drops of thymol blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now for a few of them, they kind of sat on the surface for a bit. To be honest, I'm not really sure why that would happen. But now that we have a high pH or at least a visibly high pH, you can see that the thymol blue made it easier to see how the pH was higher. So we're just going to stir this around for a minute. And now we got a blue area, so we're right here. And alright, well this is nice and mixed in. And the interesting part of this experiment is we're going to add 5 to 7 drops in a few areas. And this is where the experiment gets very interesting. And this is the part that you do not want to skip because this is really cool to look at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now it's not interesting yet, but when we stir the stick, you are going to see something very interesting happen. Now you can see little strands of the lower pH kind of get pulled. And it's mixed in a bit, but every time you kind of pull the stick around, you see the different pH more and more. And this experiment is just really pretty because you can see all the higher pH kind of disappearing. And we're also going to do the inverse of this experiment, which is in a later step anyway. You can kind of see that the lower pH really kind of countered the higher pH. But now we're pretty much going to do the same thing in reverse. Can you not cough? All right, thank you. So, now that we've done that, you see that it's pretty much done and it ended up as the yellow. So now we're going to add 5 to 7 drops of the NaCO3 to reverse it. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it's pretty much just the same experiment, except it's backwards. So then we're going to stir it, and you can see that as you pull the stick through it, it'd get these strands of color kind of move out. Again, it's really pretty. You just mix it in some areas, and yeah. And if you mix in one area for a long time, it gets really of a pure color. So we mix the whole thing in, And now it's just straight back to what it was, except with 14 more drops. So yeah, that's the experiment. Again, these are all the steps we took. Again, just 3 chemicals, if by some chance you could come across them yourself. So you just need a little glass dish, the chemicals, and some water, and of course a stick to mix it in. So yeah, that's the experiment. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.